Hello, everyone. Today I'm coming to you from my own personal workout room to meet with Josh Reese. He's the owner of Performance 22 in Davis. Hi, Josh.
How's it going?
So good to have you. Can you tell us, with all the fitness opportunities in Davis, what distinguishes Power 22 or Performance 22?
So we are just on the inside of downtown, but we definitely have a huge variety of classes and opportunities for people to kind of come in. The whole member system that we have, a bunch of diverse people. So we will not pigeonhole anybody into kind of one workout routine. We offer a lot of things from strength training to the boot camps, to cardio classes that will be short and efficient, like 30 minutes if you're quick on time. We have our hit and kick, which is kind of like a kickboxing adventure a little bit. And then we also have our hit classes, which would probably be a little bit lower impact for whoever may need something that's a little less on the pounding side, I guess, if you will. And then along with that, we have our sports speed and agility class for the youth, where we primarily focus with the athletes to improve their agility, strength, and explosiveness. So we kind of encompass a lot of things under one roof. And I think having a versatile facility will kind of help generate a little more interest and keep you guys sticking around longer.
What's the origin of Performance 22 as a name?
So Performance 22 came to me, one, number 22 was my football number all the way from Pop Warner until I finished at UC Davis. And I remember going out of college, I was coaching back at the high school, my alma mater at DHS, and I realized, there wasn't a huge facility or a sports facility generated specifically towards athletes when I was going to school there. And so this kind of inspired me to want to create that facility for young athletes to come in and train during their off time. So where the performance came from was, kids need to perform well on Friday nights under the lights to be able to kind of get those looks, those stats, or play well for opportunities to go to the next level. And so having a place where you can train well will help you perform well on a Friday night. So that's where Performance 22 came from.
Have you been able to support athletes who are out of their sport during the pandemic?
Yes, actually, and that's one of the great things. I've seen a lot of these kids come through as freshmen, sophomores, and went off to their D1 college sports or wherever college sport. It doesn't matter what division they're playing next level. And right now, with everybody kind of coming home, I've been able to work with a few soccer players now, a couple track athletes, a couple baseball guys have come in and out. But it's been fun to have the actual athletes come in at that caliber.
So speaking of the pandemic, how has it impacted your business?
It definitely has made us shift. Obviously, financially speaking, it's making us be a little more conservative with some things. But we didn't really have time to sit around and wait as well. So as soon as we knew that we weren't going to be able to operate, we've actually ventured into the online services of being able to virtually train, whether that be through Zoom or Instagram stories or posts. And I found it actually to be another stream, essentially, of how we can kind of reach more people, or reach a broader audience, to also kind of be a part of P22. So we were offering 2 classes a day during the pandemic, and although we're still in it, but now that we've kind of been able to open our doors back up, we're still offering IG live feed for people to tune in and still get the workouts as we post them. But right now, our coaches are primarily back working with physically with the people inside the gym.
You mentioned you're able to keep 12-foot distances when people are there in the gym, and that you also actually loaned out a lot of your equipment when people couldn't come in.
Right. So during that first week, we didn't know how long the pandemic was actually going to be. So we just kind of said, hey, we'll work out with you in the garage. So Sam and I think my biggest purchase for that week was to buy a tripod stand just to hold the iPhone. So we were doing garage workouts. I wanted my members to also know that I was going to, struggle with them. You guys want to work out in your garage? I'll show you that you still can work out. We'll do it in the garage together. So we started doing the online workouts as a unit still. People would chime in. And then, a week of that goes by and the SIP gets pushed back even further. So I was like, all right, now I'm thinking business minded as well. Financially, how can I keep people engaged, still complete their goals, and still keep doors open when this thing ends? And so we lent out all of our equipment. I pretty much just kept enough so that I could perform the movements online as a as a leader for the classes. And that worked out really well because it gave us a better opportunity to be more creative with our workouts and also provide a little bit more of a challenge with the resistance objects. So we just got all the equipment back about a week ago, knowing that we were going to be able to open up on July 1st.
Okay. So P22 Eats, that's another service you provide. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, P22 Eats, it's a meal prep service, which is super convenient for anybody that is kind of on a rush or go on a I feel like everybody is nowadays, where people have A and B to go to all the time with C. The meal prep service, you can just go on the website. It's at performance22.com, and the meal prep service is right there. So essentially you can pick between 7 and 28 meals. They have a huge menu to kind of choose from breakfast options to salad options to dinner options. And they have everything broken down for you right there. So you know exactly what you're getting in terms of your protein, of all your macros. So in terms of your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. So it kind of helps you, one, with time, you don't have to cook. Two, they have the portions already under control. You know what you're getting. And three, you don't really have to do any dishes. So that's helpful for a lot of people too.
I'll say we're all a little sick of cooking for ourselves. Those home meals are nice. Now, when you and I first talked about doing an interview, you were finishing the Fire Academy. You want to be a firefighter. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so just finished a 6-month program with Solana Fire Academy, and that's kind of going to be my next push simultaneously while running the gym. I really think it'd be a great second source or second profession or career for me. So I'm always trying to kind of elevate and move up, and I want to get to a professional level where it's going to be respectable to kind of serve as a role model, even at another platform for the community. The gym's always going to have my heart, and I'm always going to be here, but I think it's going to be a great complement to what I do currently.
What about firefighting drives you? You and I talked a little bit about racial justice in this context before we started recording. So
what's driving me right now is definitely, except for a while, actually, I was leaning towards a law enforcement career, and it started shifting after a while because I realized as the fire department, you're going to get a huge amount of more opportunity to help people that really truly need it. Not that law enforcement officers don't help people that need it, but with the line of work that fire departments, they're usually calling you because they need help, and that's immediate. And so I would really like to be able to do that, to provide, you know, my service and give back to a community that's kind of helped get me to where I am today. Someone that's going to be compassionate towards others, someone that's going to be able to really try to be genuine to help understand how people, you know, may need you at certain times. For me, I think that entering into that field is going to really feel honorable and respectable. And that's something that I just wish to achieve and give back to Davis or whoever else will take me.
When we were talking earlier, you mentioned how you didn't see a lot of people who looked like you in public service settings.
Yeah, and so that's one of the things that, so the firefighting career shift for me, or path that I've now been pursuing, it's new. And like I said, it's because I never really saw anybody like myself doing it before. And just last year, I mentioned I did this Footsteps to Fire program, and that was to kind of help introduce people of color. This was specifically more towards the Asian population, but it really was for all POC, to show them other outlets of career opportunities and how they want to bring diversity into these public service institutions or public service departments. Because a lot of the time where these departments are providing their services, a lot of it is going to be with minority populations. So I think having somebody that's going to be able to relate well with an abundance of people and really be able to empathize and be considerate or just understand or have just a better kind of sense of trust, accountability, and just being genuine and authentic is going to make a huge difference in the years to come. It's not going to be, you know, one of those things right away where it's always going to be a problem, but I know that having somebody just a little bit at a time, you're going to create a portal for somebody else, and you're going to create another stepping stone for somebody else. You're going to be another role model for another kid to see that, hey, this is another opportunity that you can pursue in life if you want to do something great. So just being that change from within, I think, is really where I want to stand.
Yeah. you know, from starting as a Division I athlete and then opening your own business and then persisting into the fire department, really taking on challenges as a young Black man, what can you say about the athletic mindset that has helped you overall?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one thing why I've kind of continued to push always towards more, because with sports, you always want the next season. You're looking for the next season. And then once football ended, my season's kind of stopped. So what was going to be the next kind of push? You know, I'm always trying to seek something else out. So Fire Academy to me was really, you know, kind of like it's football camp again. And now we got to go try to get onto a team. But yeah, it's just going to kind of always be my mindset. I think that even with the adapting through the pandemic and kind of pushing forward and wanting to do more, you're just never really content right off the bat unless you're not proud of yourself. But you always want to try to do something more and be a little bit more.
And so for folks who haven't had a workout plan before and might be considering it, because some of us have gained a little weight or gotten a little more shape during sheltering in place, how can they access your gym services?
Yeah, with all the new online features now. We have our Instagram account, which is Perform22, and we have our website, which is performance22.com. So it's pretty easy to find online. You can also book a free class to come try us out. You just register. It's a free session, and that way you can kind of come in and see the facility. But we're going to be here for a while to come, and I hope to see more faces come in once we kind of lift up the rules a little bit. But come check us out. Even you should come.
I'll give it a whirl. Thank you for that. I've been talking to Josh Reese. He's the owner of Performance 22 in Davis. Thank you for joining me, Josh.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
You bet. I'll be back with another interview tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone.